Hey everyone, it's Natalie, and I am sitting down today with an amazing lender I adore very much, Jennifer Patronsky.
Good
And
morning.
good morning. And we are all going to talk about FHA loans. So, without further ado, I just want Jennifer to introduce herself and explain a little bit about her job and how awesome she is at it.
Good morning. I am Jennifer Patronsky. I'm with SouthPoint Bank. I've basically been in the business over 20 years, and I like to help people. FHA loans are probably the easiest and best loans that you can get,
Awesome.
and I'm pretty excited to be here and talk about that today.
Great, great. Well, I'm very excited to have you here today, and I've been a huge admirer of this woman. I think she's awesome. So, what is an FHA loan?
An FHA loan is a federally backed loan through the federal government. You do have an FHA number. It is very good. It's a great loan for first time home buyers. The down payment is usually 3.5% on an FHA loan to make it easy for buyers to be able to get a home without having to have a lot of money down. They are usually a 30-year fix. The guidelines on those are a little bit looser as far as the customer is concerned and the credit is concerned.
Okay.
They are going to be harder as far as the house is concerned because they want to make sure that if the federal government is going to back a loan, they want to make sure that the house is good quality. So you might have a little bit harder guidelines on making sure that it's in move-in condition.
Yeah.
But
which isn't a bad thing.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's something because when you're a new homeowner, a lot of times people don't understand that there's other expenses that go along with it.
Absolutely.
So you have to make sure that the house is in good quality for the federal government to back that kind of house. Especially for the first-time home buyers, it's a good loan for them.
Yeah, I agree, and I think, like she was saying, that it's not a bad thing for them to be extra stringent.
Right.
It may seem like more of a stressful process, but in reality, it's actually easier because it's making sure everything is good to go.
Exactly.
As a first time.
Exactly.
That's great. In terms of conventional versus FHA, what makes FHA, like you said, so much easier? Is it just, and from your perspective, is it just
the guidelines for a conventional loan? Your credit score doesn't have to be quite as high on an FHA loan as you do for a conventional loan.
Okay.
There are some conventional loans. There's one that you can put 3% down instead of the 3.5% down, but your credit score has to be higher. So it's a little bit different product, and your debt to income ratio has to be lower. A debt to income ratio, of course, is your debt versus your income. On a conventional loan, your debt to income ratio has to be lower on a conventional than it is on an FHA.
Okay.
Also, with an FHA loan, your sellers can contribute up to 6% for your closing costs to help you, even make those costs even less. Where with a conventional loan, I think it goes to 3 or 4%, depending on the type of loan.
Awesome. So yes, what she's saying is basically you can have more debt, right?
Right,
a little bit
with an
more,
FHA.
And it's just an easier process, which is great. What is the lowest on average you have to qualify for an FHA?
Lowest credit score?
Credit score, yes.
I've seen some FHA guidelines actually go down to a 500,
Okay.
But you would have to put a lot more down
in
order to get that to go through.
Yeah.
My company personally, we do 600s. I've seen some companies do the 580s, but when you get down past a 600, your debt to income ratio also has to be lower, so it has to make sense. You have to have compensating factors.
Yeah, so it kind of basically just levels out either way.
And there's enough programs out there as far as helping people fix their credit, that kind of stuff, that you can get up over a 600.
Yeah.
I mean, it shouldn't be too difficult to do that. I personally, we have with our credit bureau, we can actually go in and kind of tell you what to do to get it up over a 600 so we can make it work for you.
Awesome. See, that's something I always recommend my clients too. I recommend these amazing lenders and I say, go talk to them because I really believe personally, in my own opinion, the lender is the first step. To me,
Absolutely.
It's the first step.
Absolutely, because you don't want to go out there and get your hopes up and
exactly.
go, oh, this is what we want, or and look at a $300,000 house when you can only afford a $150,000 house. And that's very true for sellers as well. If a seller is planning on purchasing another house, get pre-qualified before you sell your house.
Yeah.
Because it has happened where someone didn't do that. They turned around and then they couldn't buy another house because they had too much debt.
Yeah.
So it's important to make sure you get pre-qualified, not just when you're just getting your first house, but also when you're selling your house and going on to the next one.
It's just a smart route. It's
Exactly.
definitely more organized, and you know what you're walking into, which is a great
And
point.
it doesn't take too long. I
No.
mean, it really, I think it takes me 15 minutes on the computer talking to the customer.
Well,
it's not a
and
big deal.
you're a rock star, so
Aw.
it basically
Thank
it's
you.
that simple. You give her a phone, you get her number, text her, call her. She even has an
Exactly.
app.
Exactly.
You can go on the app and she can help you out. And that's the case with a lot of lenders. They want to help you. They want to make sure that you know where you stand financially in buying a home, which again I think is a really important factor.
And you can't, and here's the thing, you can't get to where you need to be if you don't know where you're at.
Exactly.
So you've got to figure it out. You've got to
Exactly.
go, okay, this is where we're at. Our goal is to get a new home. This is the steps that we need to take to do it.
I agree 100%. Going back to what you said about the FHA, you said that your company does 600. Is there anything else your company does to kind of help the FHA buyer?
We do have a grant coming up that we have partnered with another company, and for that 3.5%. So you could still get your 6% of closing costs to get your closing costs covered, and then get this grant that we're now offering that will do your 3.5% to help you get into a home without any money down.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So yeah, zero money down. In many cases.
It's a little bit better, and if you go that route instead of the USDA route, which is also 100% financing, it's a little bit easier because the guidelines for FHA are easier than the guidelines for USDA. Your debt to income ratios can be higher. The house quality has to be pretty much the same, but your credit, it's all about the credit, and it's going to be a lot easier to do an FHA loan and still get that 100%.
Yeah, well, and that's the biggest thing that a lot of home buyers, it's the money coming up with, and for closing costs. A lot of people, I think, don't even know about closing costs. I've met a lot of clients that are like, closing costs, what are those? And it can be a lot of money. So it's a great way for what you're doing.
And a lot of people too, I've noticed, will get closing costs and down payment money confused.
They do.
That's two separate things. The down payment is what the loan is requiring for you to put down on the house so that you have a little skin in the game.
Yeah.
And the closing costs are the title charges and all of the fees. Another thing that SouthPoint offers is we're probably one of the lowest closing costs in the area because we charge $825 flat fee.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's low.
That's really low.
Yeah, and all those realtors out there watching. Okay. Realistically, how long does it take from start to finish to close an FHA?
Well, I just closed one last month in 24 days, but normally it's going to be 45 days.
45 days, 24 days. Wow, that's moving.
Yeah.
That's fast. So, in under a month, it can be done.
It can be.
It just depends on the circumstances. I've had people ask, is there a specific time frame? And every loan is different. It just matters on, if they're backed up or if they have,
usually 30 to 45 days should be your max.
Okay.
Legally, you can't get one done in less than 8 days because of the trade guidelines. Okay. But it's usually 30 to 45 days.
Which I don't think is that bad.
No, you have to, you're depending on other people, appraisers and all of the others. So,
yeah.
Minimum guidelines or minimum loan amounts have come up. I've heard a lot of good things about that, but we have increased the minimum the federal government has for this area. The loan amount can go up to $324,785. So that's a great thing. That means that with your 3.5% down after that, the loan amount itself can't be more than $324,000.
Okay. But that's good. That's
great. That means you can get a more expensive home on an FHA
if you
loan.
want. If you want. So that's really great information, and I really appreciate you sitting down with me today to talk about FHA. I want to explain to my clients and people watching this that the terms getting thrown out there, a lot of people hear it, USDA, FHA, conventional, and I want you guys to know that we dissect those things, and if you have any questions, the biggest thing is talking to a lender or a realtor. We love to help. I love to help. I like to talk about things and learn new things. I learn new things about loans every day. That's what's great about this industry, is that things are constantly changing.
It's also scary about this industry.
Yeah, it is a little scary.
It takes a lot to keep up.
Well, yeah, we have to be on the ball a lot, which is good. But that's good for you guys too, because that means we're constantly evolving with the industry and we're keeping up with all the terms and all the changes.
Right.
And again, I want to thank you very much for sitting down with me.
Thank you for having me.
And I will be posting all of Jennifer's information with this video. If you are looking to buy or sell your home or just talk to someone who's awesome, give her a call, please. And thank you for tuning in to my Wisdom Wednesday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.